campaign on that. You have the Durga Puja coming on now. Do specific campaigns specifically in the Kolkata area or the CR Park area in Delhi about what would you give, what would you buy this Durga Puja for your family or for your loved ones and everything. Then you got Diwali, do a specific campaign for that. Then you got other New Year's, Christmas, do a specific campaign for that. Eid just went out, you could have done a specific campaign for that. Do something for corporates, do something for milestones, for parties, for projects. It's unlimited. The potential for a small business to leverage social is unlimited. Just remember 2 points. Number one, social is not free. Irrespective of what everybody sits here tells you, social is not free. It is much lesser than any other mode of communication, but it's not free. Number two, you need to be sure what is the USP that you are providing. Just saying I'm a personal gift provider doesn't actually do anything. You need to figure out what USP you are providing, and it's even possible for you to change that USP with every campaign you do. I'm fine with that. But for every campaign that you are doing, figure out what is the USP that you will have through which you will communicate to your customers. And so it is about content, but it is about content in association with something else.
Okay, Rana, you must charge him money, huh? Rana, question.
It's very relevant to what you just said now. Focus, have a USP. I'm continuously told by people like...
USP for those who are young and don't know, it's not a whiskey, nothing, it's unique selling proposition. And I believe it's outdated. The concept of, I believe a lot of concepts like first mover advantage, I believe today for everything there's a late mover advantage, right? So my personal view, USP, differentiation, okay, but Rosser Reeves is probably dead now.
Right. Kapil, the question is to you. My company just got incorporated today, just 2 hours ago. And I'm often asked, what is it that you do? People keep asking me, where is the focus? You wear so many hats, and given my new hairstyle. But fact does remain, this USP that you said can be in a state of flux, can change. How relevant and how effective is that? I'm addressing it to you, but the panel can always answer that. Do you necessarily have to have one so-called traditional USP, as Anurag is trying to dispel that myth?
No, actually, so I 100% agree with Anurag. It's not USP anymore, it's differentiation, which is why I said it can change with every campaign that you do. It can change with every contest that you do. It can change on a very regular basis. But there has to be a differentiation. When somebody looks at your content, see, there is tremendous amount of content available now. Back when Google started 12, 15 years back, the problem statement that Google was trying to solve was, can I deliver content to you? Now, that's not the problem statement. I mean, deliver content, everybody delivers content to you. The problem statement that needs to be solved now is, can I deliver the right content that you need at that particular moment to you or not? So from that perspective, you have to just ensure that whatever you are delivering to the customer has a differentiation which is above and beyond what everybody else is providing. So it's not really a USP, it's a differentiation which will change ongoingly.
So a relevant addendum to Dhiman. One sec, Anurag. Where can LinkedIn fit in for startups like my companies, which offers a host of services, across the marketing spectrum? Where can LinkedIn help in other than groups, etc.?
Sure.
To connect with the right clients.
Sure. So first thing that I'd like to mention is that, obviously cost is a consideration. And like you also said that, a lot of things mentioned here have a cost element, I understand. So there are a couple of things that you can look at on LinkedIn. So for instance, you need not necessarily, so obviously, the groups are there. You can form groups, you can engage, but it takes time. The easiest way to do it is that just upgrade yourself on your subscription, and try and connect, pay some money to me. It's not so much. It's not going to cost you so much. But it's the easiest way to get access to people beyond your first degree network. Does that make sense? I mean, for a starter, and then look at developing your network.
Yeah, it does. But I had a very bad experience with LinkedIn where your Amex program flopped. The same campaign that you're talking about, I registered. There's a very laborious long form that you have to fill up. And when you do that, the call center sends you an SMS confirmation. And then when the call center executive calls up and says that, sir, we have this amazing product. If you travel too much, you get these freebies and free tickets and free luxury stay, etc., as added freebies. And they tell me that it's not available for consumers in Calcutta. I feel gypped. I wasted 20 minutes
Was it
online
before
for that.
Mamata Banerjee came on, or was it after that?
I guess
After that.
Don't blame LinkedIn for that.
So where do you measure the efficacy and the relevance of an online campaign where, customers spend quality time online and then they're told that this is not even relevant to your city?
no, this is something that you should be asking to American Express, not me.
I
We
went
did
in through
this for-
LinkedIn.
Sorry?
I went in through LinkedIn. The link was...
Fair enough. But our job was to get the recommendations and the referrals. And it's been, awarded and, it's won several accolades. So I don't know, it's an experience that I'm hearing about, but by and large, it's
Fair
been a
enough.
very successful campaign.
I'll act as the mediator, solve your problem. I'll get you a card, don't worry. Okay. Kunal, you want to say anything? Any other questions? Otherwise, we'll have to request his boss to give us a personal plane to fly to other cities that each one has to fly. Yeah, if the flight takes off. We'll put a lot of Kingfisher beer in the fuel. Maybe it'll... Yeah, last, sir.
How to measure...
What do you do? What's your name? If your parents gave you one.
My name is Ravi Jain, and I'm a marketing executive in a steel manufacturing company.
In what?
In a steel manufacturing company. We are into B2B segment. And my question is how to measure the ROI of online marketing campaign.
सवेरे से क्या बात कर रहे हैं यार?
Sir,
Kunal, can you tell him a little bit?
Sir, in terms of evaluating we have evaluated the value by, in terms of value, how do we evaluate? We have discussed the entire thing, but the value part is probably missing.
All right. So the way advertisers look at ROI from digital marketing is across a number of parameters, depending upon what your business goals are, right? If clear acquisitions are a goal, then there are clear CPA or cost per acquisition targets that you can set, that you can work with, wherein the system actually automatically gives you those performance reports, and you actually have control over how much you're bidding, etc., to ensure that those targets are being met, right? Another ROI metric could be the number of views that you've got for a particular branding campaign. So, for instance, on YouTube, a lot of advertisers work with a metric for engaged views. Right. So if the objective is to actually drive views of a particular video, then the maximum number of views that I can get for a certain budget will be a metric. So it really depends. Okay, it really depends. The system allows you to actually keep it very flexible, change your bids, monitor your performance, etc. But all that is possible within the realm of the system. So yeah, there are those options available.
If I can add to his point, let me share my personal example. I come from UB, we are not allowed to sell alcohol online. Otherwise, it would have given us tremendous opportunity if people are planning to organize a home party, or if there's a shadi in the family and that's a liquor pouring occasion. We can look at those opportunities and convert them into actual monetary transactions. But we are unfortunately not allowed to do that. But let me share with you another story of it. We have Royal Challengers Bangalore, where we invest, and that's the team which we manage. And the return of investment from a marketing point of view, which we do is of selling tickets online or selling merchandise online. And we see that every 448 rupees we spend to get a customer to buy an RCB match ticket, he buys 6,200 rupees worth of tickets. So he generally buys 2 to 3 tickets because he never goes alone. So that's how the return on investment is calculated. That I have poured in 448 rupees for that guy to swipe his credit card. That's when I make money out of it, right? And when he does swipe his credit card, he usually does a transaction worth 6,200 to 6,500, depending on which category of tickets he's buying. Or if I sell Formula One merchandise, that's where we transferred our entire marketing budget from offline. Because if I take out a press ad, I wouldn't know what is the return on investment of that press ad, leading to that online transaction, which has actually happened. So that is one way in which we start the points and we calculate the return on investment.
You have our LinkedIn, Facebook, you know our names. Get to us in virtual world or physical world after this. No more questions. And just want to wrap up, otherwise just one, Kunal, each panelist, one person you look up to and why, and either one book to read or one website to visit, apart from Google.
So The book which comes to mind. Have you guys heard of The Long Tail? Yeah. The second one actually I haven't read. Yeah, I know. But The Long Tail is something which I recommend. It's very relevant for people who are interested in digital marketing. It talks about. It's by a guy called Chris Anderson, and as far as websites, I think I actually would agree with Mashable. I think somebody mentioned Mashable in the morning. It's fairly up to date. If you want to stay keep abreast of what's been happening, great source of information. Mashable is a good one.
Yeah. Okay. One is, you said, is a person. Look. Okay.
Could be Raki Sawant.
Yeah. No. On a business note, I think my ex-chairman, Mr. Mukesh Ambani. I think I've seen him both professionally, personally, working very close for 7 years. So I think there's a lot to learn from him. In terms of a book, a relevant book which I have found very relevant is a book called Social Media Management Handbook. It's by Woolen and Zhu. Okay, this guy is actually the Accenture CRM practice and all that in US. Now, I have found it a fairly good book. Unlike a lot of these coffee table international books, it actually says Social Media Management Handbook. Unfortunately, it's in my bag. Otherwise, I would have shown you guys. I quite like that book. In terms of websites, quite a lot. I actually like domain-specific websites. So for example, yeah, absolutely. Why not? When I want to know something about the gossip in the media, marketing, advertising. Sorry. For example, I often refer to CNET. CNET is anything you want to know about electronics and the handset, telecom, is something which CNET gives you. Similarly, you have on each. So I prefer domain-specific websites. Yeah.
Actually, I've already shared my hero, Tony Hsieh, who owns this and manages this company called Zappos.com. So read his book. I don't think so it's available in India, but I think the international editions are available, and through Flipkart you can buy that. But that's a book which has really motivated me from a person point of view and helped me look at things, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Actually, the story goes when he was an 8-year-old kid and the mom gave him $2, and that's the first chapter, and he went and bought earthworms for $2 because he read it somewhere that if you cut the earthworms, they multiply. So he thought that if you buy the earthworms for $2, he'll cut them into halves and they'll become double, and he will sell them to his friends for $4. That's how. But all the earthworms died because he cut them. So that's the book. Otherwise, from a digital point of view, there are two good books, Net Gain and Net Worth by James Scott Jr., I think. I think they are very fundamentally very, very strong digital marketing books, Net Gain and Net Worth.
I will give different names than what people have given since morning because those you have already heard. I'll give two names of books actually. One is there is a book called as The Tipping Point. For anybody who is interested in digital marketing, it's a book which was written way before digital marketing came into equation, but it defines what digital essentially is. And the second book is there is a book called as Good to Great. There are a couple of very fascinating aspects. Again, a book which was written way before digital came into being, but it is very relevant to when we think about digital and when we think about communities and conversations and engagements. It's very relevant. So these are the two books. From a website perspective, I think I would say the same thing as Pesha was saying. It depends on the domain. Considering KKR won recently, cricinfo.com is probably what I would recommend. If you are looking at digital, there is nothing that beats Mashable right now. So that provides the most quality content in terms of digital. If you are looking for information about news and media within India, then Exchange for Media. I'm not saying this because Anurag is sitting here, but Exchange for Media is the place to go to. If you are looking at
next impact person of the year.
Thank you. That's why I plugged it in. If you are looking at something within the technology space, there is a website called as Tech Bargains. And there are a lot of reviews and everything that they publish. That's probably the place to go. So again, it depends on the domain you are looking for. From a digital perspective, Mashable is the place to go.
In terms of a book, I'll recommend The Startup of You It's been written by our founder, Reid Hoffman. An excellent book because it talks about, companies continue to stay in the startup mentality. And there are a lot of virtues in, being in the startup mentality. A very good read. I think a lot of people will find it very, very... Plus one on Mashable. I could think of a few more, but I think it's totally, depends on what you want to leverage. There is a lot of information available on the web, so I think you should go and search whatever you want.
Don't think I get commission on book sales in India. I don't. But I'd say I don't read Mashable that often, but I read a site primarily Adage Digital. But I read allthingsd.com. It's a very good site about digital because we are talking about digital here. Another book, I have bought it 2 weeks back. I haven't read it, but it's in my bag. It's a Ramchandra Guha book called How Much Should We Consume? It's about, environment, consumption. So that's a book. I haven't read it yet, but I bought it and hopefully we'll read it on the flight tomorrow. That's what it is. You want me to sum up or it's fine?
Once again, thank you so much. Just a small observation as we were going along this evening and from what we heard the whole day. See, brands are like us, like human beings. And brands are all about understanding human behavior. So brands also are all about behavior. So what we heard today in social media, brands can actually imagine if a brand could allow people to do what they want to do, what they love to do, and what they dream of doing. I think that is the sum and substance of what we have learned today. May I now invite Mr. P. Roy, our Director General, to come on stage and hand over mementos to our very distinguished speakers. Thank you, Mr. Dhiman Mukherjee. Thank you, Mr. Kapil Gupta. Thank you, Mr. Kunal Soni. Thank you, Mr. B. Sridhar. Thank you, Mr. Peshwa Acharya. Thank you, Mr. Roy. May I request Mr. Anurag Batra? May I request Anurag to please run a summary of what has happened today? All the jokes again? Yes, most of them.
The Bengal Chambers of Commerce is really, they're bad people. You know why? Really? All of them had to be on one session. To get that gift, I had to be on 3 sessions. I still haven't got it. I'm kidding, of course, you know that I'm kidding. Thank you. I'd just say quickly, I'll make it Twitter-like. One, the behavior on social media and digital mirrors real life in some way. So look at what's happening on real life and think of ideas. Second, I genuinely believe advertising, Bollywood, Hollywood, and technology are coming together. So understand technology as communicators. I think that's very important. And third, I still believe ideas lead everything and not the other way out. Digital doesn't lead ideas. So this is what I'd like to say. Rest you heard so much. I'm sure it was valuable. Thank you for being a great audience. I learned a lot. Thank you.
May I invite Mr. P. Roy to give us the vote of thanks. Mr. Roy, please.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is my duty to propose a formal vote of thanks to the speakers, to the audience, to the sponsors. All of you, thank you very much. And may I now request Mr. Siddharth Roy to please present the memento to Mr. Anurag Batra. We finally come to that. The last speaker is always the best. I'm the last speaker, but obviously not the best. So rules apply. Thank you very much, Siddharth, and thank you all. Thank you for your being so patient.